There. Now we've got audio. Hi. Who all's in here? Let me get the chat going. Yep. Looks like that's working. How is everybody? I actually had planned on starting a little bit early today. Like, like I usually start like 5 or 10 minutes early. But of course, the dog had just had, Harley had just had dinner, and she needed to go outside like 4 minutes ago. So, whatever. How's everybody doing? I'm out in the studio. Studio meaning garage. As you can see, Lana's in the background. She's all fixed up. Took her on a good ride yesterday on the Oregon BDR. That's right. I was checking snow levels yesterday. Video coming soon on that. But took her out. Rides beautifully. No vibrations, no wobbles, no nothing. The new parts are in. And I've got a couple of things over here to like show and tell items to show off a little bit later about that process and kind of show what happened, right? So what so really quick, Mike, how you doing? Thanks for coming. Bikes Camera Adventure, how are you? Mom's in here. Hi, Ma. Slowboat, Crashy Moto, Explore Ready, Motomap Chick, Explore Ready. I'm actually I'm fine. I did never go to the doctor for the toe because it's a toe, right? They're gonna do the same thing that I was gonna do for it anyway. I know it was fractured. I don't need an X-ray or anything to tell me that it was definitely busted because it was very colorful and just a bit more than a bit swollen. And so I know it was fractured. I don't think it was a full break, but it was fractured. But I mean, just like Rexford Moto says, tape it and it's all good. Just tape it to the other toes, which is what I was doing, and then just being very, very easy on it and everything. And it's still fairly tender right now. Like particularly when it's early in the morning before coffee, and I'm going out to the kitchen to make said coffee, and I stubbed that toe. That's real fun. Ask me how I know. But other than that, yeah, it's fine. Bruises are going away. I don't bruise very easily anyway, so if I get bruises, I got hit pretty hard. So I had bruises in a couple places. But yeah, I'm doing great. The bike actually got it worse than I did, but she's all fixed up, ready to go with some very fresh Band-Aids on there. I even put a Band-Aid on my helmet where the scuffs and everything are at. So new stickers. Everybody likes stickers. Mike, yeah, I did. I got towed. Didn't get towed out of there though. I did ride it out, not to prove that I'm a BA or anything like that, or big, big tough man guy, but just because it's when you fall off the horse, you want to get right the heck back on that horse and make it happen so it doesn't mess with your head. So that's exactly what I did just to get out of there, right? So Camping with Radios, how you doing? Motomap Chick says Team Denali. Yep. If people haven't seen my sneaky announcement on one of my community posts that I did recently, there's a spoiler alert right there. So after the Get On ADV Fest that I was at, I was accepted into their affiliate program for Revzilla. And then also because and there's a funny story behind this as to how this transpired also, and Motomap Chick helped me out with that actually. I am now an affiliate and an ambassador for Denali Electronics, as is Motomap Chick. She is also an ambassador for Denali Electronics. If you've not heard of them, they make fantastic LED auxiliary lights for motorcycles, a lot of electronic and wiring solutions for motorcycles, and more importantly, and this is something I'm going to be running on my bike, is called the Sound Bomb. You know the really anemic sounding horn that every motorcycle out there has. It's horrible. You don't even want to hit your horn. I'd rather rev bomb the engine than use the horn on this thing. They make a horn that is a direct wire replacement called the Sound Bomb. And it's got a big old horn on it. The thing sounds like a train horn. It's ridiculous. I will be doing a video about that. Dork's family is being needy, apparently. You know, family comes first, bro. I get it. No problem. Ghost Rider, how you doing? Tenny, thanks for coming in. Spaz Tech, sweet. Jay Crozier's here. Camping with Radios. Yeah, I've Motomap Chick. I already knew about the sound bomb, and I'd been wanting to run it for a while. And I was actually just getting ready to make that purchase and put it on here when all of this happened. So, now, here's the story behind all that. Behind the whole Denali thing, which I'm super stoked about and very very thankful that they actually invited me to apply. So while I was at the Get On ADV Fest after the event that everybody seems to be talking about, Sharp Pampers is in here. Man, you know what? You still have one of the coolest and funniest screen names I have ever seen. Sharp Pampers. It's hilarious. Anyway, well, I was at the event, and after the what did the one guy call it? After my spelling accident. I was talking to Motomap Chick on Instagram, and she had said that she was just accepted to be an ambassador to Denali. And I congratulate her. That is so awesome. I love to see when people succeed in this industry, because it's hard to break into it and everything, and that is so awesome. So congratulations to you, Motomap Chick. Really awesome. I'm very happy for you. One of the guys we were on that ride with, Kyle Bradshaw, he has his own channel. He does a lot of stuff for Nelson Rig. And he was actually across the drive riverbed where that sand wash was, where I wiped out in. And it wasn't the sand itself. I will clear something up. A lot of people thought that it was the sand that whipped the bars out of my hands and that I just needed a steering stabilizer. That's not what happened. I went into the sand wash. I was already doing about 45. I was slowing down because I saw somebody on the other side doing this. His name is Randall, by the way. So I was in the process of slowing down, and when I got into the dry riverbed, the sand wash got to about 10 inches deep. And I was carrying more than enough speed just to fly right through it. No problem. The problem is, on the other side of that dry riverbed was a very solid, about a 1 foot vertical ledge. And that's what my front wheel hit and made the bike flip. The bike and me flip. The bike flipped, but in the process of flipping, it turned into a trebuchet, and I was the ammo. Yeah, it was fun. Anyway, that's what happened. That ended up on Instagram. She tagged Denali, Motomap Chicks tagged Denali Electronics in that, and they saw it, and they said, Explore Adventure Moto, come see us for stuntman and ambassador opportunities. So I went to the tent and told them I'm not interested in being a stuntman anymore. I'm going to retire from all that. But I talked with them for a good little while and told them about how I'd been wanting to run the Sound Bomb, and I need some auxiliary lights for this thing anyway. I don't really like riding at night, but with auxiliary lights, that makes a big difference. It would extend my riding hours in the day and also make you much more visible during the day or any time of day, really, which is really what it's for. So I will be doing that. You'll be seeing some accessories go on this thing. Talked to them, and they invited me to apply for both the affiliate and the ambassador, and I was accepted. So there you go. Spaztech's in here. Jay Pauly, how you doing? Wayne Reeves. If I missed some people in the chat, I'm very sorry. It's just I'm trying to be more present with the actual camera and not on my phone and all that stuff too. So, and also left over from the last live stream, since it was so unceremoniously cut because my Wi-Fi or the Streamlabs quit. Whatever happened, I was never really sure. I will be finishing those giveaways. In fact, let's do one of those right now. Let's do a giveaway right now, shall we? Now, before I go any farther, and Dork is in here to assist me with this, we're not going to get political in here tonight. I don't give a shit about Bud Light. I never drank it before, and I don't drink it now. Do not post that crap in my chat, please. He has full authority from me to bring the ban hammer out and kick your ass out of the chat. So just don't do it. I'm not interested. I have my beliefs. You have your beliefs. That's enough said. Let's get into the giveaway. Let's do that. This giveaway, and I looked it up from the last stream. The giveaway that we were in the middle of when it was when the world crashed was for a set of A to Z composites fork guards. So that's what we're going to do right now. Let's see if it works. It'd be super cool. It worked. Yep, sweet. It worked. Use !EAM to enter the giveaway. Capital letters. Just like Steve D and SpazTech did. Just like that. Do that. Now, if you win, what I need from you is I need you to send me an email at advcamper457@gmail.com. I need to know who you are, what you won, and most importantly, where to send it. I need your address. So I'm not a stalker. I'm not going to show up at your house, but I need to be able to send you your stuff if you win. So I kind of need your address. And something else that I did today is I thought ahead. I brought out my cooler. Full disclosure, I did actually pregame a little bit tonight before the stream, which is my bad. So tonight I am drinking, what do we have? Two Town Cider House Bright Cider. It's 6%. So I did pregame, but since it's just a 6%, it's not going to be Tall Man Moto level live stream. It might be more like in between regular Dork on the Road live stream and the after party Dork on the Road live stream. Time will tell. We'll see. Yeah, Dork, no pulling a map. Now, Crashy, the tow's all good to go. I went riding yesterday, and I was scouting snow levels on the Oregon BDR that's closest to where I live, which I think you live in this area too. So what I did is I went out past Estacada onto Highway 46, and that's the road that everybody used to call driving the block. If you live in Estacada, you go out 224 until it turns into 46. That goes all the way to Detroit. Then you hit Santiam Pass and come back to I-5 and then back up. There is still a gate on 46 because the Willamette Forest still hasn't opened the gate on their side because they're not done doing the cleanup. I get it. But the Oregon BDR does route around that gate up through the woods. There is still snow. And I won't go too much into it. I didn't get all the way to Olali, and I didn't get all the way to Detroit, but I did go as far as I could in either direction, being by myself, until I hit snow that I was not comfortable riding through being alone. So, video coming soon. Thanks, Adventures. How you doing? Moto Camp Nerd. Other Ben's in here. Also Ben. We got everybody in here. Moto Camp Nerd, the answer to your question is yes. I do want to order one of those chairs like what Dork has. As I just sort of realized today, I texted him and I asked him what he thinks of it, and I realized today that during the Get On ADV Fest, sitting in my chair, we're sitting around the little compound that we had created with Dork and myself and Big Rock Moto and ADV Agenda and Kyle Bradshaw and Randall. We were all there. That was our little compound that we created. Sitting there, just having a good time. And all of a sudden, my chair goes plonk. my very trusty camp chair that I have had for every adventure that I have been on so far that is on video. I have had this chair. So 3.5 years, 3+ years. It finally died. I got it. I think I originally got it for like $25 on Amazon. Frame didn't break. It just punched through right here. And it just finally broke the stitching. So it's because I'm fat. What can I say? Sound Mind, how you doing? She's in part 2 of the Get On ADV Fest. How you doing? Motocamp Nerd, he might have something to one-up Dork's chair. Stand by for testing. What? Dork? Show my new gear. I don't have it out here. Oh, I will take a break to run into the house and get that here in a minute, though. Good looking out. Thank you. I didn't even think of that. Thank you. I haven't even taken the tags off it yet. And I didn't wear it yesterday when I went riding. I should have. Dork, it is fabulous gear. To everybody else in the chat, I did receive some new gear. Dork hooked me up through Rocky Mountain, and I received a set of MSR gear. And I am still running the giveaway. How many people... Why is it... Why did that not... Uh-oh. That's weird. I am running the giveaway. It's also not giving me the option to get into the giveaway itself and stop it. What the heck is going on? Huh. That's weird. Have you run into that, Dork, where you start the giveaway, but it doesn't actually pop up the window where the giveaway is running? God dang it. Let's try that again. Why is it doing that? In history, it doesn't even... details... Nope, that's past. Oh, this thing. Okay. Oh, boy. Yes, cancel. Please cancel. Confirm. Let's try that again. I apologize, everybody. The Streamlabs changed. Yeah, Jeopardy music playing. Sorry. We're going to try that again and see if I can get this figured. Man, that's frustrating. I thought I had it all set up. Okay. Now the window that I need actually popped up. So let's try the giveaway again. I apologize, everybody. Enter again for, yep, there we go. Just like what SpazTech did. ! EAM. Sorry, technical difficulties. That is, that's frustrating. That's really frustrating. While that's going, I'm going to go grab that gear that Dork was talking about. I will be right back. Oops. That was a fun noise. Ouch. Yeah, Motomap chick. Harley would have taken over, but she's inside in the air conditioning. Okay, while we let the giveaway keep running a little bit, make sure it's still going to do what I need it to do. Yep, so far it is. I'm going to show off this gear that Dork hooked me up with. It is MSR riding gear. It's the adventure gear. It's the Voyager set. So the Voyager pants. It's got vents all over it. It comes with the armor inside of it. Big old pockets. And more importantly, it fits me correctly. And then in the same set, the jacket. Pretty awesome. This stuff is made just like, I mean, I liken it to my Climb Carlsbad set that I always use. But it's like, what is it, Dork? Is it like half the price? Oh, the matching colors, I don't really care. I actually don't mind the light gray in the jacket because that will help keep it cooler in the hot temperatures. Because my Carlsbad stuff is black, right? So it gets really hot. The venting on the jacket doesn't seem as big. I haven't had a chance to wear it on the bike yet. The venting doesn't seem as big. And the only other thing that I've seen so far is, nope, not going to tell you because I'm going to do a review video on it. Ha. Yeah, like Dork just said, it's less than half the price for this as opposed to the Climb Carlsbad set that I always run. And it's basically the same quality of stuff. The MSR gear stuff from Rocky Mountain is no joke. They've really done some amazing stuff with that. So look out for that stuff. And Dork has affiliate links for Rocky Mountain. So check those out. All right, let's see if I can close these entries. Closing entries. Picking a winner. Tons of bees. You have won a set of A to Z composites, composite fork guards, just like what I run there, and on that bike, and that bike, and that bike. Now, what I need from you is I need you to email me at advcamper457@gmail.com with who you are, what you won, where you need them sent to, and more importantly, in the case of this, I need you to tell me what bike you have. I'm so glad that actually worked that time. Yep, that's the email right there. Dork just posted it up. Please email me there and let me know. And then I will get with Charles of A to Z Composites, and he will send them to you. Dork, I'll tell you about that privately, actually. I'm not going to talk about that in here. But good question. It's because I'm paranoid, mostly. But I'll tell you the story. Whoa, Sharp Pamper's breaking out plethora. That's like a $5 word, sir. Yeah, but, I mean, like I said, I haven't had the chance to actually wear this gear. Yeah, I mean, I have worn it just around the house, but I haven't ridden in it yet. But so far, I am very impressed with it. This is amazing stuff. Where this gear came from is Rocky Mountain used to carry a brand called Arc Battleborn, and it turned into the Malcolm Smith Racing stuff. I do have still an older set of Arc Battleborn pants, and it was basically my very first set of actual adventure riding pants, and I really liked them, but the sizing was a little bit wonky. And I get it. They were budget pants. I fully understand that. They're they're just trying to fit the most people within each size bracket as possible. So I get that. Yeah, I mean that's what happens with budget stuff, and they're very good. And I still have them as just like a oh crap, I need pants because my other ones are messed up pants. But these are a giant leap forward ahead of the Arc Battleborn stuff. Very impressed. I think Ian from Big Rock Moto uses, I mean, at least I saw that he did a video. I think he's sitting there with a garden hose spraying on him to test the. Yes, Dork. It's a giant loop forward. Speaking of that, nice segue, by the way. What's happening in less than 2 weeks, folks? Who all in the chat, post it up right here and just say, I am, in caps. Who all here in the chat is going to the Giant Loop Ride 12? You got a week and a half, and then we're leaving for it. You don't have a week and a half to post it in the chat, though. That's just ridiculous. Who's going? Oh, yeah, yeah, dude, Motocamp Nerd, when are you going to come to this side of the country and go to some of these things with us? Come on. We would have so much fun. Dork says me, I go. I'm going. For sure. I'm not motocamping at this time. I've done that twice now. Had a lot of fun. I'm going to go be a little bit more comfortable this time in the truck and the trailer. Slow boat's not going. Mike's riding down from Whidbey Island. Props to you. I know that Tall Man's going and he's riding down. My ADV 360 is riding down with him and a couple other people, I think. Jay apparently isn't going. He's got a crying face. Jay Polly's going to be in Oregon around the 10th and 11th for a couple of days. Nice. Yeah, Explore Ready. It is something you need to look into. If you're into the adventure thing, the whole community, ethos, whatever, genre, whatever you want to call it, look into going to some of these events. It doesn't even have to be on the West Coast. Like Get On ADV Fest is doing one here in just about another week and a half, whatever it is, in South Dakota in the Black Hills. That's one that I would like to go to next year. I'm not going this year. I think it's the same weekend as Tour Tech, but I would like to go to that one next year instead of the Mojave next year because I'm interested to ride around that area. July. Oh. Okay, so that's not Tour Tech. That would be after we get back from the Oregon BDR. Well, I'm still not going this year. I've got too much stuff on my calendar as it is, so... But yeah, if you're in the whole adventure riding community, look into going to some of these events. They are a blast. I can't speak for the events that happen on the East Coast or the Midwest, anything like that. But as far as West Coast stuff, they are fun. My favorite part about it is connecting with just the community. The event itself and the vendors and the riding and all that stuff is so fun. I love it. But just connecting with the like-minded individuals that are there to do the same thing that I am is so fun. Eric Sweet's in here. Yeah, thank you. Lana did turn out good. Now, that gets me to my next thing. I'm going to do the couple of show and tell items. So if you watched a bunch of my past videos, I did have a Camel ADV windscreen brace installed, and what that does is there on the OEM Africa Twin, there's a little bar that goes across the top, right above the gauge cluster. That bar is not to mount stuff on. It is a hollow. It is. Well done. Oh my God. Seriously? That's awesome. Dork, I'm gonna make that your new contact picture. Anyway, the bar that goes across the top of the instrument cluster is hollow. It's just a tube, right? It is not meant to mount stuff on, even though it's perfect. It's right there, and that's where everybody wants to mount stuff. When you do that on the OEM Africa Twin, just the simple vibration of riding the bike, don't even have to be off-road. The vibrations, you can actually crack the welds on the subframe, because that's what that bar is a part of. It's part of the subframe that holds all this plastic and the headlights and everything onto the front of the bike. So you get the Camel ADV windscreen brace, and you mount stuff to that. I firmly believe, with my whole heart, that if I did not have the windscreen brace on there, the damage to Lana would have been far worse. Because what it does is it mounts to that bar and then down below on a couple of studs that you install. Here is the one that I took off. It is a lot wider than it's supposed to be, and it's a lot shorter, and you can see that this is no longer straight. See? Because when Lana flipped, she came down. When the first impact hit, the top of the windscreen came up and smacked me straight in the chin bar and knocked my helmet camera up out of the way. Then she went back down and bounced back up. Windscreen hit me again right here, which is where I got that big old colorful bruise, and came down. And then when she flipped, all of the bike's 550 pounds of weight came down right here, and nothing was pushed in, but it was crunched down. So the Camel ADV windscreen brace is a solid bar, not hollow. So this actually saved the bike from getting a lot more damage and busting a lot more plastic than what would have happened had I not had this. So I did replace this also. And I sent Camel ADV the copy of the video of it happening and everything. I did pay for it though. I did buy that myself. They did not give me a new one. Now, this is the subframe. This is where the windscreen mounts to. The instrument cluster mounts to these 4 holes. A lot of the wiring harness gets clipped in up here. Down here, the headlight cluster, this is a whole thing. You can't replace just one headlight. It's a whole thing. It slides down over this, and then it mounts up in here. It slides down to this, and then it mounts to these 2 holes here. Now, it's going to be very hard to see, but this part here, this is supposed to be straight across, not bent up. This right here is not supposed to be bent that much. This right here is supposed to be standing up about like this. So this was crunched. This piece attaches to the head tube for the forks with those 2 bolts. There's a what's called a boss welded onto the front of the head tube with 2 holes in it, and that mounts on there. And that's what holds all the plastics in place. All that stuff was crunched down, so it caused all this stuff to go out of place. And it was actually a very easy job to replace, but it was time consuming. It's too busy flapping his gums to see my best comments. Yep, of course. Now, lucky windscreen, I've wanted to smack you right in the chin for years. You know what? As long as everybody else is in here, anybody that's watched any of Dork's videos knows this. And I've been looking for quite a while, particularly when we're at events and stuff. Has anybody found his mute button yet? Because I haven't found it, and it sure would come in handy in times just like this. Just saying. Nick Lindsay, how you doing? Paul Beardsley. Nope, no zip ties. Didn't have to use any zip ties on this. Put it all back together. Damn it, no live mute button. I need to get a remote like in that, what was that Adam Sandler movie? Can't remember. Click. Yes, exactly. Give me enough Coors Lights and I'll shut right up. That's not true. We've tried that. We have video proof. But anyway, yeah, it's so This, it looks complicated and it seems like it would be complicated, and it's really not. It's actually incredibly easy to replace. It's just very time consuming because you have to take off the two side skins. There's a little cowl up underneath here that has to come off. You have to remove the headlight. There's another cowling in here, which is what this black piece is, that has to come off. I had to remove, the windscreen, obviously. I had to remove the instrument cluster and everything just to get at this thing. I was at about, and like I said, if you have any amount, even if it's just the most basic amount of mechanical knowledge, you can do this job. Piece of cake. Even if you don't have a shop manual, just pay attention. Piece of cake. I can do jobs like this. I've had to do it before on cars and other bikes and stuff like that. And this job took me, just because of all the stuff that has to come off and go back on in a very particular order, took me about 7 hours in the heat of the garage the other day. And like I said, it's easy, but time consuming. Spaztech, I'll leave him alone. I'll leave your internet writing buddy alone. Best tagline of ever, by the way. Internet writing buddy. I remember a long time ago, Dork did I think it was a community post, and he was asking people, why are you subscribed to me? And somebody simply said, well, you're my internet writing buddy. That's cool. Taglines like that, they're timeless. Monomap chick, yeah, I'm sure. And also while I was in there, and this is specifically for Dork, did not even check my air filters because I was so involved in trying to get this thing fixed. I meant to check and I didn't. So now I'm going to have to take the side skins off to check, because I'm starting to notice a little bit of a hesitation when I'm really getting on the throttle. It is overdue time for the air filters for sure. But none, aside from the cracks on the outer skins, none of the plastic was actually broken. It was just bent. And fortunately, all the plastics that are in there, it's a softer material, so it just bends. So when you put it back into place, it just pops right back into place. So considering what it looked like and all that happened, I got very lucky, and so did Lana. So that's that story. Now I can finally throw those two pieces away, because they are worthless now, for sure. All right, let's do another giveaway. Let's do a sticker pack giveaway, shall we? Ready? Let's see if it works this time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. It worked. Or it looks like it's working. Yeah, please. I do not recommend doing a flip with your bike. It's not too fun. In the moment, I didn't have time to think about, why can't I see? That's all I could think about is like, where's my bike? And then I saw it go flop in front of me. And then right after that, I was thinking, uh-oh, this might be expensive. But I really don't recommend that. Pay attention while you're riding. I was doing great, 40, 50 miles an hour through the desert and all the sand washes. Fantastic. This new tractive suspension was just eating it up. Even with the whoops, this thing literally skips across the whoops like a motocross bike. It's insane for a big, heavy bike like this. You just nail the throttle, lean back a little bit, and let it do its sand wobble. Oh, I can't say enough about tractive suspension. And that will be a review video coming up specifically for the suspension I have on this now. But it handles amazing. But when you're doing that, bring the speed down a little bit. I probably could have been doing the same thing in between 20 and 30 miles an hour, no problem, and had time to slow down enough to avoid that collision. I was having too much fun and got out of my head. 100% my fault. I was going too fast for where we were at. Literally what it was. 100% on me. Don't do the same thing. Ride smart. Ride your own ride and ride smart. I was riding my own ride. I was just doing it too fast because I got into the fun zone. So I was doing this and this and this. And it was fantastic and fun until it wasn't. So don't do that, please. Don't getting off on the high side either. I did that a couple years ago on my speed triple. Do not recommend. Wow. Yeah, Sharp Pampers. High sides are oof. That's on a speed triple on the pavement. Very fortunately, throughout my entire however many 30 plus years of riding motorcycles, I've never had so much as even a lay down slide on the pavement. Nothing. That's all of my stuff has been off-road, fortunately. So, but I mean, that's why we wear gear, right? You dress for the slide. Eventually, it's going to happen to everybody that rides a motorcycle. It's just, I mean, that's just the odds. It's just going to happen. Knock on wood. Right there. Let's see what we got. It still isn't, so it still isn't letting me know how many users have actually signed in for the giveaway. It's just a blank screen, but at least it is showing me the button to close the entries and everything. I'll leave it for another 30 seconds. Oh, I didn't bring Henry out here either. Darn it. Explore ready. Post incident, any thoughts on getting an airbag vest? Great question. As I said in the video that I released today instead of tomorrow, I've never really given much thought to airbag vests in the past. That technology is pretty darn cool. I still will not get one, and here's why. Because normally I'm not riding that crazy. And if I am going to go down, I'm going slow enough to where it's not going to hurt anyway. Also, it's a large expense. They're like $750 for the Tech Air 5, which is what you saw in the video. They also have an off-road specific version, like they use in Dakar. It has armor in it. It looks like like an armored shirt, but it still has the airbag technology in it. It's called the Tech Air Off-Road. I still am not going to get one because that's one more thing that is more weight. It's more, particularly in the summertime when I'm doing stuff that I would need that for. It's more heat buildup because it's another layer. Yeah. Sean Meyer, the MSR gear, would it stand up in a road slide? I have not worn it riding yet, but just based off what I've seen so far, it is every bit as good as climb gear. So I would definitely say it would hold up to a road slide easily. Eric Sweet, yeah, they do look hot. I didn't test wear one or anything like that, but like I said, it's just another layer of stuff, right? It does have a hard armor back plate that goes on it as well, which I didn't mention in the video, but it did show it off in the video. It is great technology, but I would wear a Liat neck brace before I got an airbag vest, and I'm not doing that yet either. Probably should. My mom would probably appreciate it if I did. Yeah, Dork says he will not be wearing his MSR gear in the desert. It is heavy. It's got venting in it. It's okay venting. It's not great venting. I think personally, so far from what I've seen, comparison-wise, it's got my Carlsbad gear has better venting in it. Still not great because the Carlsbad is going to be very hot also. I do not have a hot weather set of riding gear though. I just have the gear that I have. That's it. I've been wearing the Climb everywhere anyway, so. All right, let's close this. Entries, got 18 entries so far is what I said. Oh, that popped up. Okay, it's got 18 entries. Cool. Closing entries. Picking a winner. Explore ready. You have won an Explore Adventure Moto sticker pack. I need you to email me at advcamper457@gmail.com with who you are, what you won, And most importantly, what is your address? I am not a stalker. I almost guarantee it. Yeah, everybody give a cheers to Explore Ready for winning that. And also give Tons of Bees a cheers for winning the 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 things, the stuff that goes around the other things, the frickin' composite fiber, Jesus, carbon fiber fork guards. There we go. Pre gaming. It's a thing. Okay, now that I've yammered on a bunch, let's talk about what. Yep, you're right. There we go. Cheers. What is everybody's riding plans for this summer? We've got Giant Loop Ride coming up, which I'm leaving for on May 31st. And then, like, what, 2 or 3 weeks later, I go to Tour Tech. Right after Tour Tech wraps up, like a week later, we're riding, a week or something later, we're riding the Oregon BDR. August, for the first part of August, I'm going to Montana for Rocky Mountain Roll. How many people in here are going to Rocky Mountain Roll? Crashy's going back to Moab. Are you going with Jesse, Crashy? Seems like you guys are always in Moab. That looks like a great place to go riding. Oh yes, that's right. You told me about that. Crashy hit me up on Instagram about their Moab trip. Eric Sweet, 11,000 kilometers over 3 weeks, leaving next Friday. Holy cow. Where are you going? What is that, like 9,000 miles? I'm not going to do critter math, but that's got to be, what, 8,000 or 9,000 miles? Something? I don't know. Somebody do the conversion. Kilometers to miles. Kilometers. Whatever. 23 miles. I feel like that's not true. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Sharp Pampers, Rocky Mountain Roll, it signs out very quick because they keep the attendance very low for that because it happens on Amanda's family's farm, right? So they keep attendance very low. So if you want to go to it next year, you have to be paying attention and get your registration and your tickets right as soon as it opens. I think they cap it at like just 100 people or something like that. So here's something I will ask. Me going to Rocky Mountain Roll, what do you guys think? I will even go so far as this. Depending on how you vote, I will ride 2 Rocky Mountain Roll, whichever the most people vote for. And I'll put this in the community post also, and I will post the results and tell you what I am riding. If I am planning on selling my brother's bike, 2 reasons. 1, he always said it was never going to be his forever bike. 2, it is literally taking up space in my garage and I don't ride it enough. And it's just sitting here going to waste, so I am going to sell it. It's a 2019 Africa Twin Adventure Sport. And it's got like 3,000 miles on it. Super low mileage. But if I do still have it in August, what do you guys vote that I ride? Should I ride this to Montana? Or should I ride my brother's Adventure Sport to Montana? If I still have it in August. That's a pretty big if. And I'll put that in a community post as well. And whatever gets the higher number of votes, if I still have the Adventure Sport in August, I will ride whatever you guys vote for. A Navi, you want Dork? Dork wants me to take a Navi to Montana. I feel like that's probably not going to happen. Maybe a 660. Stay tuned. Or maybe a certain 450 rally. Also stay tuned. News at 11. Yeah, Dork, that I am super impressed with the Aprilia. That 660 is amazing, and like he just said, the intake note is Pure Sex. The exhaust note on that bike, oh, just mean sounding, tough sounding. God, I would dare say it sounds better than the T7, which I always thought was just a sexy exhaust note for OEM. It sounds like an aftermarket exhaust, man. And you'll be able to hear it in my demo ride video that's going to be coming out soon. That thing just sounds mean. Sounds great. An ADV Grom. I don't think I'm probably going to do that because I'm only budgeting about 2 days to get there because I'm going to be camping along the way, probably in Idaho someplace. So Adventure Grom and a Navi are probably out of the running. Your choices are Lana or the Adventure Sport. Those are your only two choices. All other choices will be ignored. I'm not going to buy a bike just to go to Montana. Yeah, that 660, without giving too much away of my demo video, that thing is very capable and a lot of fun. I was impressed. Nope, not going to talk about it. We'll save it for the demo video. And keep in mind, like I said 19 times already, because I have a habit of repeating myself a million times all the time. Get that from my mom. Thanks, Mom. This is all dependent on if I even still have the Adventure Sport in August. Bikes, Camera, Adventure. What's the difference of the Adventure Sport? Interesting question. I have long been planning a video of a comparison in between the standard AT and the Adventure Sport because I'm in the perfect position to do so. I have two of them. One's an Adventure Sport, one of them is a standard, and they're both the same year. So it's a direct apples to apples comparison. And I do have some footage for it, and I just haven't done the video yet. I will be doing that video. I better write these winners down before I forget. Bear with me. Fork guards. Nope, tons of bees, not tons of bead. Sticker pack. There we go. How about this way? That's a funny name. I like that. The answer to your question, which one are you not going to flip on? I'm planning on not flipping either one of them ever again. So, no flips. That was an unplanned. That was not just for video. That was completely unplanned. We were all just lucky enough to have our cameras rolling when it happened. I had completely forgotten that my helmet cam was even rolling. I didn't realize it until after I got up, and my camera was now sitting up here because it whacked the windscreen, and I saw that it was recording, and I'm thinking, thank God, at least I got something out of that. Wounded Tiger, the Rocky Mountain Roll is in Corvallis, Montana. If you look it up on the map, it's basically just right across the border from Idaho. So the Steve D, you have an '89 Transalp. That's awesome. My stepdad Pops used to have a like an old original Transalp, and he always said it was the only bike that he had ever owned in his entire life that he ever regretted selling was that Transalp. This is an amazing bike. It's It's really too bad that the new Transalp that's coming out and might be coming to the United States is what Honda turned it into. It's basically a big 500X. It is not the bike that it could have been at all. It's not the bike that it should have been. So, but, you know, it is what it is. Rally Raid will release a kit for it, and it'll make it 900 times better. Yeah, those Transalps, those original Transalps, and the original Africa Twins, too. Same family. Just kind of two branches off of the same family. Those were awesome bikes. 650s and 750s, I think they were. And up until, I think, 2012 or 2014, the Transalp was still being released overseas. It was just an American thing where it went away really early. Yeah, the 750 Transalps, they were beasts. They were Dakar bikes. That's back when they used to ride bikes that big in the Dakar races, when it was still called the Paris Dakar race. But now everybody went to the 450s, because for races like that, 450s make far more sense. Particularly with the rally bikes they've come out with. Man, like that Cove or Cove or however you want to pronounce it. That Cove 450 rally. Man, what a value. I would love to get one of those. I have almost pulled the trigger on putting a deposit down on one, but I'm concerned with being able to get it plated in Oregon. And a bike like that, I need to be able to ride it on the road. Also, the other thing I'm concerned about, the standard 38-inch seat height. If you get the low seat option, 36-inch seat height. That's taller than this thing for a low seat height. It's ridiculous. Street legal from the factory, yeah, but I want the rally so it has the tower and everything on it, Dork. Do they put the tower on the non-rally? The rally is the rally racer version. I always assumed that the other version was going to be the dumbed down version with a little bit less suspension and not quite as crazy. Yeah, that Cove bike, for what that bike is, I mean, parts support would be a little bit iffy. Probably have to order everything. Yes, Dork, everybody knows what happens when people assume things. I very clearly assume quite often. But those Coves, those are, for what they're selling them for, that is cheap, dude. Cheap. To get a bike like that for right around 10 grand, are you kidding me? Usually even a replica Dakar bike, what, like 50 to 70 grand? Just insane. So cheap. Street legal, not coming for a few months after the rally. Yeah, my question would be, what is the main differences between the street legal and the rally, though? It's got to have some crazy dumbed down engine or electronics in it, and I'm wondering if what the suspension on it will be, and yeah, all the other stuff, all the things. Let's do another giveaway. I was given permission by Charles to do, I think he said like 2 or 3 more giveaways for the fork guards. Let's do that. Let's do another fork guard giveaway. Who wants some composite fork guards? And you can get them with stuff printed on them as well, or plain, whichever. Ready, set, exclamation point, whatever it is. EAM, there it is. Yeah, I figured the low seat height would have less clearance. When I saw it, the racer had 38-inch seat height. Man, that is so huge. You'd have to be just a freaking beanpole to ride that thing. I mean, once you're on it, right, you're just going. Anybody can ride any bike once you're on it and going. No problem. Doesn't mean if you're 5 foot nothing, you can just go, because you're on the pegs and everything. It's coming to a stop. That's the issue. Let's see. Titanium exhaust, wood carbon fiber, tower, steering stabilizer. Okay, so I don't really care about steering stabilizer. I generally don't run them. I have one on the 450X only because it's an OEM component. That's the only reason. Don't really care about titanium exhaust. Don't care the X Road book. Are you talking about the scrolling road book? Is that what you're talking about? Is that what they mean? Carbon fiber tower. Oh, so the street legal doesn't come with the tower. Gotcha. You don't need the tower? That's part of the reason why I would want that bike, is because it looks like a freaking rally bike. Yes, it's just looks, but it's cool. I wouldn't need the road book. You're absolutely right. I actually found just the other day. I think it's sitting over there someplace. Yep, it is. Check this out. From way, way back in the day. This is what an original. This is probably from the 80s. This is an original rally road book that Pops, my stepdad, had. Look at this cute little thing. See, still works too, but it's manual. You can't. Obviously it's just a piece of plastic and some stuff, but an original road book, scrolling road book. Isn't that cool? I just found it just the other day while I was cleaning up some of the garage before I got going on this, so I wouldn't lose stuff while I was working on it. But pretty freaking cool. It's probably from the 80s, from some of the racing that he used to do, because he used to do a lot of desert races and poker runs and all that stuff too, or hare scrambles, whatever. When you could still do that type of thing in Christmas Valley and Fort Rock before all the fences and gates and everything were up, that stuff was all connected and you could just get on and pin it and just go. Yeah, pretty freaking cool. This is old school. The lens is literally held on with electrical tape, and the two scroll buttons are synced together with a rubber O-ring. That's how it gets it to do it. That's how stuff used to be in the back of the day. Back in the day. That's just how it was. Pretty cool stuff. A little bit of nostalgia. I was going to toss it, and I was thinking, no, don't toss that. That's something cool to keep around. I might keep it in my office. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a little roll chart. Pretty cool. Pops did use a lot of electrical tape. Electrical tape and baling wire. Yeah, please hit the like button. We appreciate that. Thank you, Spaz. No, Monomap Chick, I will not toss that. It is going to be, it might not be a collector's item to everybody, but it's a collector's item to me. I am purposely, very methodically going through this garage and getting rid of just what is very clearly purely junk, because there's a lot of it in here. But then I'll come across, once in a while, I'll come across something like that needs to be saved. I even came across an old, very old, probably from the 60s, Bull Taco seat and rear fender from one of his old race bikes. Fiberglass rear fender and everything from a Bull Taco. It was from a TT racer he used to have. If you don't know what TT racing is, you got to look it up. From back in the 60s and 70s, it's basically just a flat track, but on one of the straightaways, there's a jump. And it's usually like a step-down jump. So, but yeah, that's sitting just right over there. Still have that, too. I've got an old steering wheel from an old Porsche. I've got a shop manual from the 1960s. It's a Porsche shop manual. Got some cool stuff in here. What's going on, Jesse? Bull tacos used to be the best, except with brakes. If you wanted to slow down, bull tacos were horrible for being able to slow down because their brakes sucked. They were drum brakes, and as soon as you hit the mud, you had no brakes. How many entries we got? 13 entries. You guys really don't want to win these carbon fiber fork guards? Come on. Come on. I'm going to text Charles right now and get him in here. Yeah, thanks, Adventures. There's all kinds of stuff like that. I mean, but then there's also just a lot of like bolts and nuts and old cans of freaking WD-40 and all kinds of just junk sitting in here. It's worth nothing. It was one of the, he was a little bit of a pack rat when it came to that. So you keep it around just in case thing. So I've been slowly going through stuff and tossing what is very clearly junk. Usually within a day, I find a need that I really could have used that thing for. It's whatever, but yeah, I've got a long ways to go yet, but it's getting there. It's getting there. At least I have room for 4 bikes in here now. Hopefully soon there will be just 3 bikes in here. If not, I may be riding one of those 4 bikes to Montana. Time will tell. Yeah, my stepdad, Pops, he was old school. He was old school. One of these days I'll get some of the old pictures. My mom has some of them, and I'll show them on one of the live streams of some of the races that he was in. Cool freaking stuff, man. Really cool to look at. Soilsman, I actually do have a quart of liquid WD-40. I saw it just the other day. I think it's actually a gallon. It's probably been in here ever since that type of thing was new. Slowboat, you have the same problem. Are you answering Gary's question where you have a habit of firing it backwards? Because that's weird. How are we doing on these entries? Still 13? Come on. Say it isn't so. What's up with that? Really? All right. 20 more seconds and I'm closing entries. Carbon fiber fork guards. How about with a sway? Thank you. Spaztech, I agree. 2 bikes in a small garage is better than 3 at the dealership. I agree. But I have 4 in here. I have Lana. I have the Adventure Sport. I have my CRF 450X. And I still have the DRZ 400. Also, I will be selling. I can't find the title for that one. I honestly don't know where the title is. I thought it was in my safe, and it's just not there. I know, dork. What kind of asshole does have 4 bikes? Or 9? All right, closing entries. How many entries we got? We got 15 entries. Ready, set, closed. Picking the winner. Bammo. Steve D. You are the winner of a set of carbon fiber fork guards. What I need you to do is email me at advcamper457@gmail.com. Tell me who you are, what you won, what is your address so I can get them sent to you, and most importantly, in this case, tell me what bike you ride. So otherwise they're not going to fit. Some of the models do fit multiple different bikes. I think actually the same ones I run on Lana are the same ones that I use on the 450X. Not sure. I think it's the same model though. It all has to do with the length and the diameter. Steve D. There we go. Sweet. Everybody cheers Steve D. Yeah, Motomap chick. Tell me about it. 3,000 pounds of bike. Maybe not 3,000. Maybe 2,000. But then it's not just that. It's all the tools. I've got a drill press in here. I have a metal lathe in here. Yes, I have a metal lathe. So I can do all of my own work. Don't know how to use it, but I got one. I have an oxyacetylene torch. I don't have a TIG welder. I would love to have one. I have an air compressor. I have all kinds of stuff in here. Freaking Snap-on rollaways full of tools. I've got, yeah. I can do all of my own work here at the house. And I typically try to do just that because labor costs at a dealership are expensive. Spaztech says he does a lot of lamenting. I do as well. I don't do a lot of lathing. I do a lot of lamenting. I don't have a body in the freezer. I have parts of a cow's body in my freezer, if that makes any sense. A couple chickens. How about this way? Yes, technically I can, because also in this garage I have old engines. I have old motorcycle frames. I have old forks. I have old rear suspension, not monoshock, double shock rear suspension for the swing arms, with the swing arms. I've got, it's ridiculous what's in here. Ridiculous. Soils. Yes, I have considered that, but I have a lot of other stuff going on already, and it's just one more thing that I don't need to learn. It's something that I've never used before. I've never needed to learn it, so I'm actually looking to get rid of it. It's still in perfect shape. It's stepdad almost never even used it, so. Spaztech, yeah, spare time. I don't have a lot of that. Bikes Camera Adventure, yes, that's correct. It's the only machine that can remake itself. So somebody, let's get into question and answer phase. Somebody asked me a question. Anything you want to know. And if it's not in a soon to be upcoming video, I will answer it. Dork, I agree. Good statement. Why am I like this, or why is Soils like this? If it's why am I like this, my mom dropped me on my head a couple times when I was younger, probably on purpose. And I just never recovered. Garrick, that's a good question. What is my favorite GL ride route? I don't have one yet, to be honest, because the first year I went, we, Mom, I was kidding. Oh, that's funny. Anyway, the first year I went, there was mechanical issues. And the second year I went, yeah, I kind of forgot that she was still in here. Oh, no, I actually knew. I knew she was in here. That's why I said it. Anyway, the second year I went, which was last year, so I've only been 2 years so far. The second year I went, it rained quite a lot right before the event, and it also rained while we were there. So, and when it rains down there, that mud gets so snotty, slippery. It's like sex lube. Very slippery. Or so I'm told. And I really want to say it would be the King Mountain Loop. I just haven't had the opportunity to ride the whole thing yet. But there's some fire towers. And what I did ride of the King Mountain Loop, which was the ride that I did last year with Wes and Critter Moto. It's the one where Wes found the cow poop and freaking took a digger straight into it. I think his riding jacket actually still smells like cow poop a year later. It seems like that one would be my favorite. We did get to the Alvord last year. That was great. That was a lot of fun. But I'm one that I like more technical rides, slower and technical, like rocks and stuff like that. And it just seems like the King Mountain Loop would be more up my alley. And the ride to get to it up this canyon is just beautiful, just twisties for days and everything. And then you get onto the gravel and dirt. So I would like to get up to do the full King Mountain Loop this year. We have some other Dork and I have some other plans in the works for some stuff that we're going to do at the Giant Loop. And will be filmed. Will be extremely funny. Hopefully we can pull it off. So it just depends on what we have time to get in for. It is a 4-day event this year instead of a 3, so we do have extra time. But great question. Thank you. Eric Sweet, which rally and events would you recommend if someone were to ride a long way west, maybe a couple that are on 1 or 2 weeks apart? Yeah, Giant Loop and Tour Tech are only 3 weeks apart. Whoa, Gary, I am really sorry to hear that. That's horrible. Moment of silence for that person. Gary, I'm really sorry to hear that. That sucks. Um, many, 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 many years, decades ago, when I was very young, um, my when my mom and dad were still together, we had a family friend. His name was Jerry Pels, and he was doing the adventure riding thing back before it was cool, and he would do it on typically do it on sport bikes. He would work at the dealership. He was a mechanic. He would work at the dealership for 6 months out of the year. Then he would quit and he would travel for the other 6 months. And he would always go south into South America and everything. Whenever he came back, he would come over to our house and show us slideshows. Yes, slideshows. This is back in the black and white days and the really horrible color pictures. But he would show us slideshows of his trip all the way through South America and back. It was just fantastic. And Jerry Pels, is actually one of my main inspirations for loving doing what I do here. My mom will be able to attest to that. He was definitely one of my inspirations. And I can't remember exactly when it was, late 80s, early 90s maybe. Um, he he was in California doing the speed limit for once in his life, and a car pulled out in front of him, and he died in that wreck. So it's a thing. When you're even if you're a motorcycle rider, if you're driving your cage, watch out for motorcycles. You don't always see them until it's far too late. So just watch out for bikes. Gary, I am honestly really sorry to hear that. That really sucks. Condolences. Yes, the Plated Life, the Unrally. I have heard of that, and I just saw a post just the other day about it. Um, the Unrally, if you've not heard of that, I think it happens in the Alvord Desert Playa, doesn't it? Pretty sure. It happens just like right around Giant Loop or something, like right before or right after, something like that. But it's basically Burning Man for motorcycle riders. Literally is what it is. It's crazy, and I think it's even free to attend. They just ask for donations. And thank you, Steve D. I just got your email. They actually ask for donations to help with food for everybody and all that stuff. It looks nuts. Literally Burning Man for motorcycle riders. Look it up, the Unrally. Yeah, Spaztech, the old school slideshows, man. I still remember that to this day. And my memory isn't great for a lot of stuff going that far back in time, 70s and very early 80s when I was a much younger kid. But I will always remember the slideshows when Jerry came back from one of his trips. Those were pretty awesome. His trips were amazing. Like he would ride his bike up to just like freaking all the old Mayan ruins and all that stuff. And he was doing that type of thing way back before it was cool. He was an OG adventure rider. Just amazing stuff. Yeah, rest in peace, Jerry, for sure. Jerry Pells, he was an OG. But anyway, that's that. I mean, even back before Pops, my stepdad, that's my origin story. That's what really wanted. That's what I've always thought about when I got into adventure riding was Jerry. I don't think I've ever talked about that before. Man, let's let's bring the mood of the chat up a little bit. Holy cow. Sorry, everybody. So if I missed other questions, please post them again here, because when I was rambling on, like Dork likes to make fun of me. ADV Oregon's in here, yeah. Oregon BDR running it. Whoops, running it in July. Pretty excited. Tons of bees. Would you fight 3 duck-sized bear or 1 bear-sized duck? Duck-sized bear. No, Gary, don't apologize, man. Not at all. Don't apologize. Duck-sized bears, yeah. Yeah, so much punting. And 1 can of bear spray would probably take care of all 3 of them, no problem. Good question. I think. Anyway, any other questions? Motorcycle related? So I'm going to start another sticker pack giveaway. Spaz. Mother forklift. Three angry pups. Yeah, like little pugs. And I assume because they're smaller, because bears, even actual bears, they kind of, when they run, they kind of lope, almost like they're off balance and just sort of kind of dealing with life. Could you imagine 3 tiny ones? That'd look ridiculous. You'd have to have circus music playing in the background. Soil said he's going to be Harney County the week before Giant Loop. Woo, Harney County. Yeah, Chewy, he does get noisy when he snores, right? He's a pug, though. I mean, that's what they do. It's part of their makeup. A week early. Are you camping with the fam or something? Your beer is empty. Do you have any advice to help me rectify this dilemma? Anybody in chat, can you give Dork advice on how to rectify the dilemma of his beer hand being empty? Keep it clean. I just realized how I worded that, so keep it clean for the chat. In person, I absolutely am not clean. Anybody that knows me in person knows this to be true. In here, though, since it's public, please be clean. Some asshole just drank your whole beer. Wonder who that was. Was it Starbuck? No, she's probably sleeping on your shoulder. Yeah, Gary. Replace it with a glass of whiskey. Okay, next question. Somebody throw out a really good question, motorcycle related, event related, gear related, whatever. And I'll see if I can answer it in a intelligent. You want more stickers? You want to do another sticker giveaway? Let's do more stickers. Sticker pack giveaway starts right now. exclamation point EAM to enter. This is cool. This has been working so far. We're an hour and a half in already, and it hasn't died yet. Local dialect. Oh. Dork, I actually don't have a good answer for that. I've just always called it motorcycle. I think it's because Pops, my stepdad, used to call it motorcycle. I know it is absolutely incorrect to call it that. I just always have. To me, it sounds correct, even though I know that it's not. I just always have. Good question, though. Nice catch. Steve D asks, have you ever used fuel bottles? I have 2 plus a roto pack for your light adventures. Are you being too cautious? What size is your tank on the bike? And how far are you traveling on a given trip? Frito PG, yep. I did make it home just fine. Actually, the bike worked fantastic. Other than before I got it fixed, other than when I had my custom windscreen and it was very sporty, and it was all the freeway wind was hitting me here, and I had to take the peak off of my helmet. Other than that, the bike handled flawless. 0 problems on all of the almost 1,000 miles home at all. Dork, the way that we traveled home, we made sure, and we kept in contact, made sure that he was behind me for most of the trip, just in case something did happen, or my body wasn't physically going to be able to keep up with it. So he could just stop and we could put the bike in the trailer and I'd just ride with him in the truck. But never needed it. The bike handled fantastic. Mechanically, the bike is 100% sound. I didn't even so much as dent the front rim, which is amazing to me considering how hard I hit. It was crazy. That's one of the last things I actually remember before I sort of woke up on the ground. Because I got my bell rung pretty good. Saw stars, Tweety birds, the whole 9 yards. But it's one of the last sounds I remember was flat out just crack when I hit that. And then the other thing that I remember while I felt weightless was Kyle saying, "Oh, shit," which actually ends up in the video. Because as I was flying, I went flying right past him. He was standing right off to the side. And in the helmet cam view, you can see him go, woo, right past the bike. Eric Sweet, yes, there is sort of knocked out. I was not fully knocked out because I was conscious for the whole thing. It's just very fuzzy. Thanks, Adventures. Do you find more people that are try-hard ADV riders at events or more casual riders? I prefer more the not very good question. I have never seen a try-hard rider at an ADV event yet. I've only ever seen casual, lighthearted, there for the fun riders. I don't know that I've ever seen a try-hard ADV rider at any event. Unless you're talking about me. I'm not a tryhard. I might come across that way, but I'm not. Now, let's get back to this fuel thing. Hold on. I'm scrolling back. Sorry. Fuel bottles. 2 gallon, 120 miles. So to answer your question specifically, Steve D, I've not used the MSR fuel bottles. I do now have a 2 gallon armadillo bag, which is the gas bag from Giant Loop. But I'm going to be carrying it on my bike for other people that don't have the range that my bike has. Because my bike, when I'm fully loaded, if I'm on the freeway, gas mileage is horrible. Plus, I've also redone the gearing so I can get more torque out of it, but the top end isn't there. So to do the same miles per hour on the freeway, I end up burning a little bit more gas because I have to be higher RPMs. Off-road, It's still much better, but with the new gearing and fully loaded, I can on off-road, I can still get safely before I need fuel about 170, 180 miles. So I personally don't need the fuel bottles. So you would have to ask somebody that is in kind of the situation that you're in. Last year rode Mabder at the end. Spaztec, nice. Dork, yep, exactly. That was you in one of your it was the camping episode with McLevin and For the Love of Narbs Knobs, that you said if you can't figure out who the asshole at camp is, it might be you. That was the same video where the number 32 was born. That's a deep cut right there. Tenny. ADV events, in my experience, is 70-year-old men that don't like gravel. Where are you riding at ADV events that's like that? The group for the first time and keep doing okay. Going to do Lolo Pass on your way from or to? Tons of bees. That's a fantastic question. If I'm going to do Lolo Pass on my way from or to RMR, unknown. I haven't really worked out my route yet on the way there or from Rocky Mountain Roll. That is a fantastic idea, though. I have wanted to see some of the Idaho BDR since I'm going to be going basically right across it anyway. And I may even camp on it. I don't know. But I am going to look into that. For the Love of Narbs, yeah. Yep. It's another spelling accident. Bacon Whiskey, thank you very much. He says, Henry, everybody cheers to Bacon Whiskey. Thank you for that super chat. Appreciate that very much. Yeah, Tenny, I mean, that's just kind of the nature of the beast. Is adventure riding is typically 45 years old and up, really. It's just what it is. Yeah, ADV Oregon. So there. Soils, yep. Highly recommend Lolo Pass early in the morning before the RV and trucks get on it. Yep, I agree. I've ridden. You mean in Idaho, or are you talking about Lolo Pass, Oregon? There's a Lolo Pass in Oregon too. That goes the opposite direction though. I could on the way to RMR. I actually could ride that instead of riding 84 all the way over and then cutting over into Idaho that way. I could go up the mountain and hit Lolo Pass and go to Hood River to kind of break up my trip a little bit. I might actually do that. Steve D, thank you very much. Everybody, cheers to Steve D. Here we go. I think we still have a sticker pack going on too. How many entries we got? 19 entries. That's a lucky number right there, 19. Does anybody know? Here's some trivia. Does anybody know what author frequently uses the 19 in their stories? Tell me that. ADV Oregon. Cheers to ADV Oregon. Geez, you guys. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Cheers. You guys. You're going to make me blush. Not really. Well, maybe. Yes, Paul Beardsley gets it right. Stephen King. And Dork, yes, I do read books. Not as often as I would like. I used to be big on reading, but I do read books. I'm actually going to start taking books with me. I am just because you said that, now I'm going to take a book on the Oregon BDR. And you are going to laugh your butt off at what book I'm going to bring. All right, sticker pack time. 19 entries, closing entries. If you didn't enter, sucks to be you. Picking a winner, right? now. Bikes Camera Adventure. Check it out. You have won a sticker pack. Congrats, Bikes Camera Adventure. Email me at advcamper457@gmail.com. Tell me who you are, what you won, and what is your address so I can mail it to you. Oops, that's not how you spell that at all. Nice. Thank you. Cheers to Bikes Camera Adventure. Thank you. BCA. Yeah, that's a lot easier way to say that. Oh my God, Richard Stevens. Ooh, that's dark. That's full on Richard Stevens. That's full on Fahrenheit 451 right there. Gary Gardner, no, I will not be bringing Twilight. That is hilarious, but I will not. Another question. If other people have asked questions and I didn't see it or answer it, I'm very sorry. My attention span is about that long, so please ask your question again and I will do my very best to answer it. Anything motorcycle related, gear, trips, events, the whole thing. Oh, here's a question. Bikes Camera Adventure actually messaged me was that today on Instagram asking, and this is for anybody. This is for anybody that goes and has been to the Giant Loop ride. Eric Sweet, nice choice. The Neil Peart book. Man, that's good stuff. That guy, yep, that guy's a legend. Anyway, for more than just drumming too. Bikes Camera Adventure was asking me where was a good spot to set up on camp at Giant Loop Ride. Anybody that has been to the Giant Loop Ride before, give him your advice. Soilsman asks me, when are you going to get a two-stroke and join the Cool Club? I will not be joining the Cool Club. I am not a two-stroke rider. I never have been. I am a four-stroke rider. I have ridden two strokes before. I just don't like the power band. I prefer to have the low end torque and the tractoring ability. There's two strokes aren't my thing. Mom, are you still in here? You should probably just block Dork in the road right now so you don't see what he's saying. Again, mute button. I cannot find that damn thing. I've never been able to find it. It's not fair. I think it's a myth. Spaztech. This is for all. How long did it take you to drop your first ADV bike? Funny story. I don't know if I have that video on the new channel. It was on BB&C though. I did the first drop on this bike like the day after I put my first set of crash bars on it. In a parking lot full of people watching. Most embarrassing thing I've ever done. And for about a year and a half, I did not go back to that store. That is no lie. Gary Gardner, 500cc two strokes. That CR 500 from back in the day. Man, that was a murder bomb just waiting to happen. Woo-wee, were they fun though. On the sand, and that's about it. Riding a 500cc two-stroke bike, I liken to riding a Yamaha Banshee. They're fantastic to go straight very, very fast. Yeah, my mom is pretty cool. Rexford Moto, I am not going to the South Dakota ADV Fest. Too far to travel this year and will take up too much time to get there and back. It is very possible that I will be going to it next year. That's just a kind of a pipe dream at this point, but it's possible. My mom will not be going to the giant loop ride. My mom is actually my house sitter to watch Harley and Sam, my fur kids. Harley is my dog. Sam is my cat who self-identifies as a dog. And they are my mom's grandkids. And she is the one that watches the house and her grandkids when I am gone. So everybody thank my mom. It is her fault that you guys have to put up with me on video because she's the one that makes it possible for me to be able to go out and do all of this nonsense right now. Bacon Whiskey, the SD event is in the Black Hills. It's Sturgis, basically. I think it actually happens the week before Sturgis, so you can get in there and out of there before all the Harley guys get in there and mess everything up. Pretty sure. Pretty shoot. Not sure what that means, but whatever. Yeah, furry grandkids are a lot easier than grandkids that talk back, right? You gotta pay a little bit more attention to feeding them and cleaning up after them if they accidentally make a mess, which we're very fortunate, and mine don't seem to ever have accidents in the house. ADV Oregon, stop it. Thank you, but stop. That paper stuff's hard to come by these days. Sean Meyer asked, hello, by the way. I don't think I've seen you in the chat yet. What mod do you really want to do to my bike? I would say probably an exhaust, but what is more practical is to put a I can't remember what you call it. It's not an ECU, but it's the bank that you end up installing up underneath the seat that gives you a lot more plugins for accessories. That's probably what I want to do most, and very likely what I will do next, because I will need it for installing the Denali Electronics auxiliary lights on my crash bars. Garrick asks if throttle locks are worth getting. Absolutely. I have an Atlas throttle lock on this bike right now, and that thing saved my wrist coming back from Mojave countless times. It is getting a little worn. The friction pad that's on the inside that you can replace, by the way, is getting a little worn, so it doesn't really lock it anymore. It slowly slides off unless I get it in exactly the right place. But it is just enough to give my my wrist and my fingers a rest, so I can shake it out while I'm blasting on the freeway. If you don't have one, absolutely get one. Atlas throttle lock, fantastic. See you later, Soils. Have a good night. Thanks Adventures, top or bottom mount Atlas. It depends upon the bike. My bike requires the top mount. I think it depends mostly on where your throttle cables come out. Get on Atlas Throttle Lock's website, and they can tell you which one your bike requires, and if it doesn't require one or the other, then it's literally personal preference. I have to have the top mount on mine. No, Dork. I'm a... Whew. Glad I caught on to that before I answered, right? Let's see, what do they call that? Switch? I'm a switch. Oh my god. Yeah, you almost got me on that one. Yeah, I'm telling you, mute button, dude. If any of you guys, oh yeah, there we go. There's a statement. If any of you can find Dork's mute button, please tell me, and I will give you all the stickers. I will give you, if you can find Dork's mute button, I will give you this busted ass Camel ADV windscreen brace. I will save it. I won't throw it away. It is a piece of Explore Adventure Moto history. Actually, this thing was on the bike since the BB&C days. So this is BB&C history. You will get this memorabilia from me if you can find Dork's mute button. There we go. Frito PG, have you looked at new helmets yet? I haven't, and there's a reason for that. I'm going to replace my Climb Krios Pro with another Climb Krios Pro. It fits me more comfortably than any other helmet, and I've been extremely happy with the lightness of it, the construction of it, and it literally saved my life. I will go to no other helmet. And I fixed mine anyway. I put a Band-Aid over the scratches. You think I'm kidding? I actually did. Dork does help keep the chat going. Yes, he does. We're going to do one more sticker pack. We are fast approaching 2 hours right now, and I don't want to push it and have this thing die again. So we're going to do one more sticker pack giveaway right now. Exclamation point EAM to enter. Spaztech, it actually really is to help keep chat going and everything, keep the engagement. You are bang on correct. Gary, funny you should mention that. I actually have been in contact and speaking with the Climb, not just customer service, but the marketing department and R&D about my helmet. So there are things in the works and possible announcements to be made soon, but that's all I'll say. Dude, don't knock suspenders, man. Suspenders are bitchin'. I actually need to replace my suspenders because I just had cheapies that kind of pulled out of everywhere, but suspenders are great. I love suspenders for riding pants. They help so much. Are you kidding me? Don't knock them unless you tried them. PSBE Adventures, welcome. Spaztech, I used to wear suspenders with my Arc Battleborn pants all the time, just because they didn't quite fit me right. They basically would want to just slide right off me. They don't fit curves and all that stuff. The MSR pants don't seem to be like that, but I'm still going to wear suspenders with them anyway. I just need to get a good pair of suspenders instead of cheapies. How are the mountain snow levels in the Oregon Cascades? The Wobbler is looking like it will be accessible much earlier this year if wildfires don't get in the way. Garrick, snow levels up high are exceptional still. Even for the Wobbler, on a couple of the higher passes, you may have issues if you try to run it any earlier than July this year. we've had a lot of warm weather lately, and so it's the melt off, particularly for Oregon anyway. I haven't been up to Washington to see where everything's at, but Oregon anyway, it's kind of a crapshoot because it's been melting off very fast lately. So we'll see. In July we may have a completely clear run of the Oregon BDR, except possibly Bennett Pass. I'm not sure. I honestly don't know. A couple of the expert out and backs we may not be able to do, but it's still going to try them. It's going to be a complete crapshoot. 100% depends on if this nice warm weather sticks around with us. Yeah, Frito, the Weibder, the Wyoming BDR, that one has a very short window of rideability because that one is not just snow. It is also rainy season, and anytime it rains, that mud just turns into snot. Paul Beardsley, is the Honda XR650L any good for trails and roads? Yes. Wes rides his literally everywhere. I grew up riding on XRs. The 650 is aside from a DR650, the Suzuki, it's probably one of the better bikes you could choose for a BDR. A little bit heavy. A 450 with an aftermarket larger tank is like a BDR Slayer. But the 650 would be my next choice, even before this. This is all I have to do that with, so that's why I'm riding it. And I just love it. I like being punished, I guess. I dig it. "16 entries. I will leave the entries open for this particular sticker pack." That's difficult to say. For another 30 seconds. Paul Beardsley, yes. The XR, well, the KLR 650, it's like an old school 1970s Volkswagen Bug. It's not going to go anywhere fast, but it will literally go anywhere. The 650, the XR 650 will go anywhere faster. Whoa, LZ, nice. ADV Oregon, yep. That's actually the one that I need to remember to hang on the front of my house before Memorial Day. It usually is hanging on the front of the house. I need to replace the mount, though. The screws are starting to pull out of the siding, so I'm trying to sort out a better way to do that so it doesn't fall down. That's the last thing you want to have happen to a flag. PSB Adventures, I don't know. I would have to look that up. I don't know if it was the 650Ls or the Rs that won a bunch of Bajas. I want to say it was the Rs. I don't think the L has the power for that. Yeah, ADV Oregon, I've considered putting a full flagpole and everything in the front yard, but then technically if you're going to do it correctly, and if you're not going to take it down every night, you also have to wire in lights to shine on it if you want to be absolutely correct. And I just don't want to do that. Gary Gardner is absolutely correct. There's a reason why the XR650 is basically unchanged for decades. The only update it ever gets, seemingly, is like what Suzuki does. Bold new graphics. But there's a very good reason for that. Why change what works well? Okay, that's longer than 30 seconds. We're closing these entries. Bam. Picking a winner. Bam. Frito PG. Everybody, congrats to Frito PG. You have won a sticker pack. please email me at advcamper457@gmail.com. Tell me who you are, what you won, and what is your address so I can send them to you. Congrats again. Yeah, I agree, Dork. Nobody likes the nocturnal emissions. Just not as fun when you're not conscious. Steve D, what Canadian small batch whiskey are you trying? Eric Sweet, must be, because we both already said it. Canadian whiskey is very smooth, unless it's Crown. For some reason, I've never been a real big fan of Crown or Black Velvet, really. Just not my thing. Garrick, I also don't ride at night very much. More importantly, I don't ride at dusk or dawn because where we're riding typically, both those times of day, has the most possibility of deer getting in your way. I'm not going to take that chance. Even once I get the auxiliary lights on this thing, I'm not going to do that. But I am not a fan of riding at night. It's not my thing. Safeway brand? Like what is that called? Safeway Select? Where did you get Safeway Select whiskey? Crown and Sprite. I've heard of that before. Oh, Dork, really? Thank you for clearing that up. That was so nice of you. I appreciate that. I forgot we have the English teacher in here. We have to be very literal. Lumen lights for my off-road Husky. 40,000 lumens? My gosh, you can see the future in that. You can see Marty and Doc coming back from the future with those things. When you turn those, Eric Sweet, when you turn those lights on, does it actually either slow the bike down or push you backwards? That's some serious, like, warp drive energy coming out of there. They cast heat forward. Do you have to wrap your front fender in tinfoil to keep it from melting? Whoa, who said there's moose on the water? What? Richard? Section 5? What? What was Section 5? Was Section 5 the Skull and Crossbones? Or was that Section 6? I don't remember. Moose? What? Really? We saw a bear. Never even heard of moose being up there. Yeah, I'd have to look back. I honestly don't remember which section Skull and Crossbones was on. Interesting. Moose on the Wobder. I have not heard that. I did not know that. And you have to be careful with moose too. They're like hippos. They're super cute, but they can actually get pretty mean and charge at a moment's notice. Huh. Dork, I actually do want to go back. I don't know about petting a moose. Not unless that's a euphemism for something weird. But anyway, I digress. So I had to split off from the group early and then come back and finish myself. But I think everybody can attest to this. When each of us finished our version of the Washington BDR, because all of us had different versions, just because of circumstances. Myself, anyway, when I got done, I literally didn't want to ride it again. And I didn't even so much as drop my bike at any place on the Wobder. Now, though, I do want to go back and do it again. I want to go south to north like you're technically supposed to. I would love to ride it again. But this year is Oregon. Thank you, Frito. Appreciate it. There's a 790 kit in a DR650. Whoa. Ken's Moto Adventure said he'd try the Wobbler again, but skip Baby Head Hill. Hey, Ryan, what's going on? BU Stayhu's here. If anybody doesn't know who BU Stayhu is, that's Ryan and Crystal of Custom to You. The cool the cool Ryan that still rides motorcycles. We won't talk about that other Ryan, that other guy, that Mick other guy. Ryan and Crystal are the ones that make a lot of, well, all of my stickers and like my shop shirts and stuff like that. And they actually do stickers for several other YouTube channels as well. So if you need stickers done for whatever, actually, if you need almost any printing done, they can print anything on almost anything, including like laser engraved things like jeans, denim. And Crystal just got a 3D printer too. Woo. So check that out. Custom to You on Facebook. Moose though, yeah, I would definitely ride the Wobbler again, south to north this time. I would want to take longer to do it, only because I want to take more time to stop at a couple of places that we blasted right past the first time, and pay a little bit more attention to not just filming, but slowing down and enjoying it and finding a little bit better campsites. And also doing Baby Head Hill instead of the bypass and doing Bethel Ridge, because I bypassed both of those. I hit everything else, but I bypassed both of those because I was riding in those areas solo. I didn't want to do that by myself. How big of a deal is Beatty Butte? Garrick, like Dork said, we're going to find out. Yeah, Dork, fewer broken legs this time. I agree. I want to... yeah. Last things first, right? Oh, good. My VPN just now connected. That's great. Dork, yeah, looking back at your footage on Bethel Ridge, I would have ridden that solo. At the time that I was up there, though, I didn't have that information, so I think you had texted me about it, but not seeing it, I just didn't want to take the chance. But I agree, that campsite that you guys had was fantastic. Tim's version of that stay in that campsite was probably a little bit different because of the bugs, but just the view alone, just gorgeous. Yes, Dork, that was what was in my head when I was getting ready to decide if I was going to do it or not, or bypass it, was all the stuff we heard about while we were at the summer opener with it being muddy and super rutted. And I didn't, mainly why I bypassed it and I just took the bypass right off the bat and I didn't even go up there and look, is I didn't want to get up there and then have to turn around and go back to the bypass. So, because I realistically, I only had 3 days scheduled to do section 3, 2, and 1. And that includes the travel to get up there and back. So I was also on a bit of a time crunch also, so. Spaztech, thank you. Smash that like button, folks. It really does help quite a lot. Dork, no, I did not get potato skins and nylon. Those also look delicious. And normally I'm not a big potatoes like stuffed potato skin eater, but those look amazing. And I'll tell you why. If my mom's still in here, she can attest to this as well. Many, many years ago, I used to work at a potato processing plant in Clackamas. Can't even remember what it was called. Doesn't matter. And we would get the raw potatoes in bags, like these 50-pound bags of potatoes, and put them onto the belt and process them. And one of the things that we made was the scooped out potato skins for Red Robin. But the main part of the story and the main point of the story is this. Once in a while, you get a bag of potatoes comes in, you put it in there, and one of the rotten potatoes that was hiding in the bottom of the bag goes splat on the conveyor belt. It is the most disgusting smell, grossest thing you will ever smell in your life. It's like a dead body. It's gross, disgusting. And for about 4 years after that, after I worked there, I couldn't so much as have a French fry. So for a long time, for a long time, I couldn't even have French fries or baked potatoes or frickin' not even, bleh, God, so disgusting. Ugh. Gross. Scott Smith, how you doing? Yeah, rotten potatoes. Oh, God. Disgusting. Sean Meyer, favorite food to take on the road? Anything that doesn't need to be refrigerated, but still tastes good without a crap ton of sodium in it, like beef jerky. I carry beef jerky or like trail mix with me all the time. As far as a favorite food to take on the road, I mean, ADV Oregon, Mountain House, yes, but I wouldn't call that a favorite. I take that as a, holy crap, we may not be next to a store today to be able to get dinner tonight, so I always carry one or two in one of my bags just for just such an occasion. So I would have to go with jerky, actually. It's not my favorite, but it is the most useful and packs the smallest, the lightest, and if it gets a little warm, it doesn't matter because it's already preserved, right? Just make sure that you have a lot of water. Let's see. Spam light? Spam. I actually could carry a can of Spam and cook that up on the grill. I like Spam. There's a lot of sodium in it. Again, like beef jerky, carry a lot of water. Scott Smith, no, I have not tried making jerky myself. When I was a kid, my parents used to have not a freeze dryer, but it was called a dehydrator. And we would make like banana chips and apple chips, stuff like that. Never beef jerky, though. Spaztec, yes, I agree. Absolutely, wholeheartedly. Paul Beardsley, what? Spam light. Oh, is that an actual thing? There actually is a Spam light that's lower sodium. Does it taste as good, though? Because usually sodium is what brings the flavor. Yeah, ADV Oregon Spaztec knows what's up. He's got all the military secrets, right? LZ, dried refried beans? What? Really? Huh. Bob's Red Mill. Huh. Did not know that. Oh, that's something else that I take with me even if I don't have the Mountain House stuff, is I always have a couple packages of the Quaker Oats instant oatmeal. They pack very small, very light, and one package is good for a breakfast, no problem. They're pretty good. Again, take water. Yeah, I have never heard of dried refried beans before. Interesting. And that's a Bob's Red Mill product? Where I live, fun fact, where I live, the Bob's Red Mill is literally across the expressway from where I live. I can get there in 2 minutes. And what's even better, Dave's Killer Bread is right across the street from that. Dave's Killer Bread is awesome. Yeah, Water in the Cactus by Giant Loop. I carry two 48-ounce Nalgene's in my RTW bags, and typically I'm wearing my a hydration pack with water in it. For the Oregon BDR, I probably will not be taking my pack because a couple of times I've ridden without it on my back, and it is a very freeing experience. You feel a lot lighter because you don't have that weight on your back. So I don't think I'm taking it on the Oregon BDR. I'm still not finalized on my loadout for that, but I'm going to be going, as far as what I'm used to, I'm going to be going fairly minimalist on the Oregon BDR. Garrick, I agree. I feel very bad for other regions of the country that do not have Dave's Killer Bread. It is amazeballs. Holy cow, we're over 2 hours already? That's it. How will I drink water? Whenever we stop multiple times a day for you to be able to go to pee, Dork, right after I drop a pee pin on the GPS tracker, I will reach for one of my Nalgene bottles and take a drink of water. Adventure Glide in Ludicrous London. I love that name. See? P-Pin. We had a whole plan for the Washington BDR and did not live up to that plan last year at all. I'm going to try and resurrect that plan for this year. Not going to talk about it because it's going to be a surprise after it happens. But it will be funny. Okay, so we are over 2 hours now. I'm going to do one more giveaway. One more time. This is for the last set of... Oh, you know what? No, I still have... What was the other one? We have two more giveaways. I'm going to do them back to back. A MotoCamp Nerd t-shirt, which is going to come up right now. It's going to say sticker pack, but this is for a MotoCamp Nerd t-shirt. And I'm going to do that right now. Garrick says, do you have other bikes while riding off-road? But usually I'm too focused on the terrain to wave back. Do you wave to other bikes while riding off-road? Garrick, yes, whenever I can safely do so. Okay. This is going to say sticker pack, but this is for a MotoCamp Nerd t-shirt. Please type in !EAM to enter this giveaway. See? Told you I'd remember and we'd finish these giveaways up from the last stream. What's up? Whoa, everybody wants a MotoCamp Nerd t-shirt. I ended up wearing the last one. But I did talk to Ben, and he said he is going to send me another one to give away. So I had already set this up. It's not going to crash, dork. Shush. Shush yourself. Stop. You're not nice. Starbuck, hit him in the head with your tail. Right now. It's not crashing. I can see. I'm playing the thing back for myself. I can see it. Notice how I have the camera positioned so I don't have to suck in my gut for the full 2 hours either. Dork, Starbuck is like the perfect little dog. Like, seriously. I haven't even met her yet, and I'm in love with her. She's like, she does the zoomies for, what, about 10, 15 minutes, and then she just Crashes. Freaking puppies are the best, man. Puppies are the best. Can't wait to meet her. Seriously. Cute dog. You do the same thing? You do zoomies for about 15 minutes, then you crash? Will you show us at the Giant Loop ride, please? I will film that. Please do zoomies. Oh, bummer. You haven't housebroker yet, huh? That sucks. That sucks. Fortunately, that's something I never had to deal with Harley because she was already housebroken when she came to us. We got Harley when she was 5 months old already. So she's almost 7 now. She'll be 7 right before my birthday, actually in November. But she was already housebroken when we got her. You will break her. It's less about breaking and more about just training and getting her to realize that she can ask you that she needs to go out. That's what it's actually about. It's not about a break. It's just about a train. Training her, not a train. Be nice. You're a moderator. Even though I made fun of you having a story about a train in my very last video. I originally released an original version of that, which I re-edited because I asked several people about feedback, about what I could do better or how it looked and stuff like that. Because I'm always trying to improve. And I had hit a spot where I really didn't know what I could do to make it better. So I asked several people, and they said one of the things was I could put that whole story about the train after the credits, after the Stay Harry part, as like a blooper thing. I didn't do that because it just kind of fit the story where it was at anyway in my mind. So I just kept it there. Eric Sweet, 3 black greyhounds. Were they former race dogs, or you just get them from like a shelter, or were they like from a large litter or something? Greyhounds are cool dogs. Retired racers, yep. I don't think we even have a dog track around here anymore. There used to be one out in, where was that? Wood Village, I think it was. How many entries we got for this? 23 entries. You guys really want that MCN t-shirt, huh? Here is the question. Do you want a new MCN t-shirt, or do you want the one that I've already sweated in? I mean, I'll wash it. Maybe. Ken's Moto Adventures. No, to my knowledge, they do not any longer race dogs. Fun fact, my ex-wife actually used to work at the dog track. Long time ago. Long time ago, she had like 2 or 3 jobs at the same time before we got together. We were friends, but before we got together, she had like 2 or 3 jobs at the same time, and the dog track was one of them. I don't think our son even knows that, actually. I'll have to ask him. All right. 25 entries. Okay, closing entries. 1, 2, 3, go. Picking a winner for the A winter? That's not right. Picking a winner for the MCN t-shirts. They're cool, too, and they fit good. ADV Oregon, you are the winner of an MCN t-shirt. So what I need you to do is email me at advcamper457@gmail.com. Don't just hit me up on Instagram or text me or something like that. Just keep it consistent. Just email me, advcamper457@gmail.com. And tell me what size that you want. If I have the opportunity to get you a specific color, tell me what color that you want. That may not be possible. I don't know. And give me your address, and I will get it to you. Everybody, congratulations to ADV Oregon. Rigged, yeah. That's Dork's line. Yep, and he already said it. See? What'd I tell you? Whatever. And since now we're at 2 hours and 20 minutes. Oh, hey, fun fact. Today, the video that went up today was video number 100 on Explore Adventure Moto. I didn't even realize it until I saw the ticker pop across. That was a pretty big milestone. I actually did, when I still had BB&C, that channel, I actually did a whole thing for the 100th video going up. And I didn't even realize it till today. Also, big news today. Everybody, please give Dork congratulations on this. He just hit 80,000 subscribers. That is huge in our niche. Please, give Dork congratulations. That is awesome. He is fast closing in on that silver play button to complement his aluminum play button. I would love to see him hit 100K this year. So 80 grand, man, that's awesome. Like, seriously, from the bottom of my heart, that is awesome. Seriously, congratulations. That is no small feat, especially considering with your lack of skill and stuff like that. You know, it must be really, really hard for you to do that. Sorry, I tried to do that with a straight face. I just couldn't. So yeah, 80K though, that is a huge deal. That is awesome. I do know that. I'm well aware it's hard to just go along in life as a moron. Firsthand. Scott Smith, thank you very much for that. I would love more subscribers. But you know, it is. They're coming. They're coming just organically. They show up. When my Oregon BDR stuff was out, when I did that the Southern Oregon one, I got a huge jump from that. It was crazy. It's leveled off, but yeah, I'm growing. This channel has already grown 3 times faster than BB&C ever did. So I am already very happy with the progress that I have made. Dork on the Road, you didn't ask me, and I don't care. I'm going to give you my opinion anyway and my guess. You are probably drinking Elijah Craig or Larceny. Kyle Stafford, yes. Patreon subscribers would be pretty awesome. And you can actually join my Patreon page for as little as $1 a month. And what you get for that is early access to every video that I put out. And periodically I do blog posts and all that type of stuff. You're working as a mod. You have as my mod tonight, which everybody thank Dork for being an awesome mod. He's very good at this. He's definitely got my back, and I appreciate that. You have my permission to break open a bottle of whiskey. Please do it. Yep, Coors Light. Amazing. That was my very next guess. So anyway, congratulations to Dork's 80,000 subscribers. And my 100th video upload today. I mean, 100 video uploads. I don't think that actually technically includes shorts or live streams. It's just the videos, so I'm actually over that. But actual long-form videos, 100. Pretty awesome. It is time to give away one more set of carbon fiber fork guards from A to Z Composites. Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2. I'll wait for it. Exclamation point EAM right now. This will be the last giveaway, and then I'm shutting the stream down. No after party, because I am not smart enough to do that quickly enough to do that. And I'm tired because I've been up all day since very early this morning doing behind the scenes work. And lost my train of thought. Starbuck is one heck of a guard dog. Just gonna tell you. She's cute though, dude. I dig that dog. That was a good choice. She's cute. Very cute. She definitely, you can definitely tell she's not done growing too, because she still has those big old puppy feet. So cute. I love that. Frito PG, what bike do you have? The fork guards don't fit your bike? What? So, I will tell you this. Even if you have a bike that the fork guards don't work for, Charles will hook you up with an A to Z Composites hoodie instead. That's what we did for Jay Crozier. So please, even if you have a bike that they don't make fork guards for, please enter and we'll figure something out for you. Guaranteed. If Charles can't, I will. There you go. That's it. That's what's up. Camping with radios. Thank you. Yeah, Dork, right? Those hoodies are pretty nice. They're like plush and soft on the inside, even after you wash them a couple times. I like them. Is it a zip up or a pullover? I think I have the pullover. I prefer zip up hoodies, but ADV Oregon, yes. Charles is really cool, very good to work with, very easy to work with. I talk to him weekly, even when I don't need stuff. I just talk to him. I'm actually planning, and Dork and I are both planning a trip up there to go check out his shop and some other stuff that he has going on up there. So, just trying to decide if we're going to do that in September on the way up to Canada or not. Earplugs. Dork guards equal earplugs. Is that this phantom mute button you've been talking about this whole time, Dork? Is earplugs? Idea. Yep. It's almost there. Yep, there it is. Now it's a full idea. Earplugs with the Dork in the Road logo on them. No, Dork, seriously? And also, you made that announcement in here? Did you mean to do that? I purposely was not saying that. Did you just mess up? A ball gag. Says Dork on it. Man. That sucks. Yeah, I purposely... I had the thought about asking you what you were writing up there, but I purposely didn't say anything because I didn't want to spoil your thunder about that. That sucks, dude. I'm sorry. I thought somebody else did it. Who was that? I mean, they had some issues getting across the border, but they still went across the border. Yeah, see? Now you spilled the beans. Now you have to explain it. Good job. I want everybody in here. In fact, I'll screenshot it with my phone. So that's called a picture because I am dumb. Boom. This was not my fault that I did not spill the beans. That is Dork's fault. Oh, he didn't? I thought he did. I thought he ended up going. Yeah, that really sucks, dude. I'm sorry. That would have been really good content, actually. Actually, if you had issues at the border, that also would be pretty good content. Oh, speaking of, I think we talked about this once, but just remember, do not carry bear spray with you to get across the border. You will have issues with that. They'll just make you get rid of it eventually, but it will delay you. We will have to wait and buy bear spray once we get across the border. And do not call it pepper spray, because then it is then it's a self-defense weapon. Even if it says bear spray on it and you accidentally call it pepper spray, it becomes a totally different thing just because of what you called it. So I was reading up on that today. So just be careful. Closing entries right now. Bam. Picking a winner. Adventure Glide, you have won a set of carbon fiber fork guards. Please email me at advcamper457@gmail.com with who you are, what you won, what bike you need them for, and if it is a bike that is not covered or they don't make the fork guards for, you will receive a hoodie instead. And in that case, I need you to send me what size you would like, just in case, and tell me what your address is. Please and thank you. Adventure Glide, not Astroglide. That's a very, very different thing. Do they still even make that? I forgot what that stuff was for. We are at 2.5 hours, folks. I am going to stop this crap candle right here. I thank you all very much for attending tonight. I feel like it went pretty well. I will do another. Let's see. When does the third Friday fall next month? I need to see if it conflicts with anything. 1, 2, 3. Next live stream will be on the 16th of June. I will do that one because that falls in between events. So I will be home and be able to do that. So 16th of June will be the next live stream. Thank you all very much for attending. Congratulations to all the winners. Congratulations to Dork for his 80,000 subscribers. And if anybody's going to Giant Loop, I will see you there. If you're going to Tour Tech, I will see you there. Thank you very much.